So we're just off to check out. You've got to give them 24 hours notice and do the whole boat paper and passport thing. But it's a little bit further than we thought, so we're kind of walking down these narrow pavements blocked by everything from lampposts to donkeys. And then if we check out for Sunday evening, that'll give us 24 hours to leave.
You and me, we're family. The bond that we share is as deep as the sea. No matter how rough things may come to be, you and me, we're family. Sing ho, hey, long for the ride. Ho, hey, I'll stay by your side. Ho.
So this is the way to the office. There's the drains have basically overflowed, so we're having to wade through who knows what to be able to check out. Yeah, we know.
Logistica. Siguiente puerta. Siguiente, the next door.
Oh, okay.
Gracias.
So we finally found the agent's office. It took a bit of finding and a lot of wading through sewage water and avoiding donkeys, but we got here in the end. But it's been worth it because it's a fantastic view. We're on a high rise and we can see the whole bay. It's beautiful.
So we're just getting ready to leave Colombia. All our other boat friends have already gone, and as usual we're a day behind trying to prepare things on the boat. They're going on to the Rosario Islands. So yeah, well, why are we not gone yet? We've not gone because, yeah, as I say, usual thing, we're trying to sort our boat problems out, and the current one is the batteries. I know that you know the batteries got basically fried and cooked. This is the batteries at the moment. This is the current situation. We've been like this for about a week. Rowan hasn't been sleeping in this room because the batteries get way too hot and it's too nerve-wracking. So we've left it open and ventilated, and they don't hold a charge at all now. We've pretty much just had them on just to keep the freezer going, which is over here. So this is the freezer, which we've been using as a fridge freezer. So the middle bit's the freezer and then the side bit's a sort of fridge, but yeah, anyway, we're going to go and try and stock up and see what will survive being frozen and then refrigerated and then completely not refrigerated or frozen, and see what we can get that we've survived like that. So yeah, we've stocked up with a lot of fruit and veg, as you know. This morning I went to the market. So yeah, there's all our delicious oranges, butternut squash, that lasts a long time. We've got loads of apples. What's in here? Oh, beetroot, that's a good one. That lasts quite a long while, not being in the fridge. So I'm trying to get stuff that I don't throw out the fridge. The tomatoes are good. This leek should last a few days. Peppers, they weren't in the fridge when I bought them. They were from the market, so they should be all right. And some nice avocados. Yeah, we've got stuff, fresh stuff as well, so we should be fairly healthy. I've filled up with water, cleaned the boat down. This is our VHF, and this stuff has slowly been coming off, the shield on it. It seems to be working fine, but I've just spent a bit of time just taping up all of that because I don't know whether it's good for the wires to be exposed. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of, we should really get a new one, but you know, it's not the top of the list, so we've always got the backup.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to pay for delivery. I've got 50. The supplies didn't pay for the delivery, so I've got to cover the cost.
You got to cover it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a bit bizarre, isn't it? You think they might do that? They didn't tell you, did they?
No.
So is it 50,000?
I just wonder what, I mean, I was waiting by the gate. If I wasn't there, they would have just taken them back.
Oh, seriously, I'm so...
If you give me... So have you got 45?
Is it 45 they need?
Well, it's 43, well I'll give them 45. I don't want any change of them.
I haven't got any, actually.
Well, they won't have any change, will they? They'll just want to take the lot. Have you got any 20s? Have you got a 20?
That's really annoying. They've turned up, luckily Woody was waiting there for the batteries, and they've actually charged delivery, and yeah, we've got a feeling that they wouldn't have even dropped them off if we hadn't been there. So sometimes you think, wow, that's lucky, but the batteries are here. We've got 4 just kind of keeping things going a little bit, keeping the fridge semi-cold, and so we're going to go with our 4 cheap Chinese batteries, and yeah, just go really easy on the power. which means we'll only have the freezer going. I can kind of use it as a fridge freezer, and we're not going to make any water, and we'll have all the lights off early, and you know, we can do it. We can just, hopefully we can limp our way. The only thing is to keep the instruments going, really, so everything charged up in the day.
So in typical Mothership fashion, we've got everything ready to go, switched everything on, and the autopilot is dead. We can't get a signal from the autopilot, so I spent the last 2 hours trying to fiddle with wires. Still can't work out what's the matter. It's a data problem, but without stripping down the whole system and putting it back together, I'm not going to be able to work it out. So we're just going to head to a small island off the Colombian coast, and then reassess and then take it from there.
Usual thing, autopilot's not working again. It's definitely some kind of weird wiring system, but we're going to go anyway because we've checked out, and you know, we just have to do it again without autopilot. It's only 2 nights.
So we're off. That's the mainland of Colombia left behind. So we've had an interesting few weeks or even months here, exploring Santa Marta and Cartagena, particularly the trek to Lost City, which was the major highlight. But I thought, I'm not sad to be leaving. I found it quite a noisy, sort of grimy place, and you know, I do like my peace and quiet and my soft anchorages and the desert islands, and Colombia is quite a chaotic, noisy, vibrant place, more to Arenka's liking than mine, I think.
So yeah, Cartagena, it's a very modern city. When you first arrive, you can see like loads of high-rises, and it looks kind of like Hong Kong or one of those big sort of coastal towns. But actually, there's a really nice old side to it. Gethsemane is where we spent a lot of time. It's a beautiful part of the old town, and then it's all surrounded by a wall, an old wall as well. So it is really pretty when you wander around there. There's some of the buildings are really run down, but they have kind of, people have come along and put some amazing graffiti on them.
But the people have been fantastic. The marina at Cartagena was a bit rough and ready, but the staff were super friendly and very helpful. It wasn't the cheapest place on the planet for the facilities that are provided, but obviously it's a good respite, and it's very safe, very secure. Lots of good security there, because Colombia is still quite a poor country. But that's it. We're going to meet up with our friends on Chinook, Chocho, Sunday Waffles and Aloha, and then we're going to head off to Panama, San Blas.
So you can see this sort of narrow entrance. It's actually wider than the other one, but this is where all the British ships came in when they tried to invade Cartagena, and they all came through this entrance here, because it's a huge bay, Cartagena, with only a couple of entrances. It's a natural harbour. It's pretty cool.
Everyone's excited for Mothership to arrive. All the kids on Aloha, on Arvo, and on Chinook. Quite the welcome party.
So we've got our friends out in the dinghy because there is no depth marks and nothing on the chart, and we know there's rocks around here, so it's really tricky.
Hug their boat fairly close, and then you can flip around and anchor off the port stern of Dave's boat.
We've been apart for a whole day, and it's just been soul crushing for the kids to be apart that long. So it's like we got a professional film crew over here.
Okay, good morning. What time is it? 7 o'clock. We left at 6 o'clock. We're kind of trying to get ahead. We've got our friends following us. Yeah, the weird thing is that our autopilot has just kicked in. Like, we have no idea why. You'd have thought a loose collection would become more loose the more your engine moved and the engine vibrated and everything else. So we now have autopilot, yay! Which is always nicer. Means you can do so much more rather than constantly, you know, trying to concentrate for hours on end. Because it's a good, how many hours? The passage going to be about
24 hours.
24 hours at least. And if the wind seems to stay north of this little kind of massive bay we're in now, this sort of bay, the wind just kind of moves across, and if you go too far south, it swirls around and comes against you. So our sail plan, we kind of like, wind is sort of aft of us, on the starboard side. So we've got our genoa poled out, which just always works. It means it makes the boat steadier. And we've also got the engine on at the moment, but I think as soon as we get our ballooner up, we're going to turn that off. That's it. Okay, so there's a little fishing boat out here, and they've got nets out. These guys are just passing us by. They seem quite far out really for a little boat like that.
Jeff, is that fishing boat still over on your starboard side?
Yeah, it went past us and now it's kind of coming back. I'm not sure if it's coming back to pick up nets or what it's doing really, but well, yeah, we're just keeping an eye on it.
Yeah, okay, so there is a second fishing boat that just kind of came around me and is in front of me, kind of between you and I. Over on your port side, port stern.
Okay, yeah, I have those guys in sight too, so let's just all kind of keep an eye on things, and if we need to, move closer to Mothership.
Can we eat it if it's that big? No, it stopped moving. Dad said it's
That alcohol kill it?
Yeah. It's definitely edible.
Surprisingly, we caught this fish. Surprisingly, because we don't catch many fish. Reeled it in, wasn't too difficult. I think it's been on there maybe for a while. And yeah, it's yellow with blue spots. It's turning white, so we think it's a mahi-mahi. But yeah, yay, caught fish. This purple one is our lucky lure. It's the last one we have, and it's caught fish. Celebrate with some orange that we've mixed up.
So we found these at the shops. They're basically like packets of like fruit powder, and you pour them into a cup, add water and stir it, and it actually tastes surprisingly nice. The only good thing that's happened this passage is that we caught a fish, but I am feeling very, very kind of woozy.
It's the night watch. I'm doing the 3 till 5. We had not just me actually. I've got a helper for my watch.
Well, I'm just, you know, chilling, just listening to the sails, listening to everything to make sure it's okay.
Are you feeling tired?
Yeah.
And what have you got there?
Hot chocolate to keep me awake.
Okay.
Listening to a podcast. Also, there's sharks and crocodiles we have to watch out for. Just think about that. You're in the middle of the ocean with, like, yeah, you're in the middle of the ocean and there's sharks and crocodiles. And you have to worry about sharks. And I really want to see a shark, but I want to swim with them.
Darroch did 9 till 12, although I think he might have fallen asleep, and Rowan did 12 till 3 with her teenage friends. We're due to arrive sometime around 10 o'clock, but we've got about 6 hours just to get to the edge of the reef. Yeah, a bit longer to get further in. So we're probably about 7 miles away from the other boats, maybe a bit closer to Aloha because they were sort of hanging back a bit. I think I could see their lights every now and then. And the wind is, we're doing pretty good really for winds about 12 knots, and we've got a speed over water of 5.8, speed over ground 4.7. So it's not bad. Considering the bottom, we've been sitting in the marina and I've no idea what the bottom of the boat looks like. But yeah, it's been quite nice really. It's nice to turn the engines off and just sail. Yeah, I didn't really sleep much on my off watch because, you know, every time I hear the boat doing this or that, I kind of tend to come up, try and check it's all okay. But it's only one night, and tomorrow morning we're going to be in the San Blas. Morning, so it's gone 5 o'clock, and yeah, Woody's still asleep. And we're going to do 2 hours each, but I've decided that just to leave him sleeping because then I can go to sleep for 3 hours. Yeah. And we're not due to arrive for 4 hours, so there's enough time for that. Yeah, my little helper is asleep. Ewan, I'll show you. Well, he did get up anyway, and he did stay up for quite a while. But yeah, it's way too late probably to stay awake, but at least he had a go. Okay, so there's us there. We've got Cho-Cho, Chinook and Sunday Waffles on the AIS there, and Loa is probably somewhere near us because they're not on AIS. All the engines off for a change, and we've got our speeds come back. Autopilot's still there, which is nice. So yeah, we should be arriving at about 8, 7:30, 6:30. This is the time of arrival, ETA. So things are going really well.
Don't say that.
No, don't say that.
Knowing my luck, the autopilot's going to go like on my watch.
It's a bit cloudy, so we might get some rain or a bit of a squall. This is where you get kind of lightning close to the coast around this month. So lightning and storms, that's another thing we've got to be aware of. But yeah, it's a pretty good passage so far. We've been sailing since 6 o'clock last night, so it's really nice to give those engines a rest.
So it's dawn, and I've taken the early morning watch, and we have a storm ahead, which we slowed down. We took the sails down and put the motor on. We're hoping it will kind of pass ahead of us, in front of us, and then we've got just a little under 4 hours towards the anchorage. So it's been really good timing. We undersailed most of the night, which we've saved our engine. We still got the 4 batteries in place, which have survived the night okay, because we had our prop generator on all night, and that seems to have kept off. We did turn the freezer off, but now it's back on again, and we should be in before lunchtime. We've got a lot of rain clouds ahead and a lot of rain. I'm also noticing a lot of debris in the water. You know, apart from seaweed and your coconut, there's a lot of plastic as well, even though we're kind of like way out in the middle of nowhere. There's obviously a bit of a plastic patch around here. So on the radar we can see there's quite a sort of a patch of rain over there, which just slow down to try and avoid. Not that we don't like a bit of rain, but we've been dry up to now, so it'll be nice to stay dry.
The San Blas flag has gone up, and the courtesy flag. So we're going to go to San Blas Islands. We're not going to check in because you can't check in where we're going, and we're just going to wait a few weeks and then check in after that. So that's the plan. What's this passage been like? It's kind of not enough wind to sail, and not the right direction, but that's sailing. But it's been quite fun, I guess. You know, the kids have been chatting a lot on the VHF with the other kids, and we've got a bit of sleep, and we caught a fish, and we got the ballooner up with a little bit of a hiccup. We got the rope caught underneath, but got it out again, and then we got it down again with no hiccups. So good teamwork. So that's quite cool. It's always good when something doesn't go wrong, I think.
So because the Navionics charts are notoriously inaccurate in this part of the world, we've had to resort to a traditional nav. We've got about a knot of current against us and it's pushing us 10 degrees off to port. So we're kind of crabbing in a little bit. So yeah, I think we all need all hands on deck to be looking out for reefs. So I'm going to do old-fashioned navigation in the pilot book here because the navionics is so inaccurate. So I'm having to do fixes along the way to guide us through these islands.
So we are arriving in the San Blas Islands, and it was a pretty good passage actually. So as we were coming in, cooler people came out, and they came out and paddled out in their canoe, and they just came to warn us not to keep going straight over that reef. I think they might have thought we were going to go straight over it, and they just guided us in and told us which way to go, which is what a lovely welcome from some local people. It's their land and we can't wait to kind of meet some more of them, maybe go and visit one of the villages and spend some time here. So we've heard Wade found out that, you know, the guy was saying that most of the people on the islands have been vaccinated now, so they're obviously not so sceptical of having, you know, people, extra cruisers come, people from outside. But I suppose it's one of those places, I don't know if you'd get here, how easy it to get here not on a boat.
We've arrived on this desert island because it isn't our destination, but like it's kind of halfway, kind of like 90% through, and we're just anchored here to chill, you know, just with our friends.
So yeah, as Ewan said, it's not the destination, it's the journey, and this is part of the journey. Rowan, as you see, can't wait to get to shore. She doesn't normally pump the paddleboard up, but she's really going for it today.
Woo, let's die!
Thunder.
Thunder!
Thanks for watching, and especially thanks to our patrons who make these videos possible. If you'd like to become part of the Patreon family, then follow the link in the description below, or just put Mothership Adrift Patreon and that'll take you to the right place. We would really love to hear from you, so if you'd like to leave comments, then go to our Facebook page or Instagram, or even to our Patreon page where you can connect to us immediately.
You and me, we're family. Sing ho.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and don't forget we have another channel which is dedicated to boat maintenance called Mothership Maintenance, so it'd be great if you subscribe to that too. Thank you.